नमस्कार दोस्तों. Today is 8th January 2021. First step to be a successful trader is to build a trade plan and review it. This video is my journey in stock market, where on daily basis I review my trade on Nifty and Bank Nifty and disclose my trade plan for next trading session. So for today, let's see what happened in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Yesterday I had carried one Bank Nifty lot with me, and that was my position. So as expected, Nifty has started consolidating in a tight range of 14,000 to 14,270 or 14,250, you can say. Uh, Today, our trade plan for Nifty was to buy on dip. Nifty has shown the same pattern like yesterday, which is 6th of Jan, and it gapped up, then came down, consolidated for some time, and then again went down. And then by the time it came down, and then again, if you see for tomorrow, the global markets are up, and SGX Nifty is 11,252. So somewhere again on the same level. So again tomorrow we can expect gap up and maybe the similar pattern of going down and then coming up. So technically I shouldn't have taken any trade today because Nifty did not fall in my trade plan. Similarly in Bank Nifty, uh, if you see, our trade plan was to buy on dip, but Bank Nifty had a gapped up opening and almost did nothing for the entire day. And it was consolidating in the very narrow range of 32,040 to 32,300. But and Bank Nifty was also not in my, the moment of the Bank Nifty today was not according to my trade plan. So technically I shouldn't have taken any trade on Bank Nifty also today. But being a compulsive trader, I took a trade and then I got a hit. So I had a loss of around 9,000 rupees today. So in the morning when I came, when the market opened, I had a gapped up, and on this red bar, I exited my yesterday's position, and I had a good 3,000 rupees profit. I should have been quiet, but then I decided to take a breakout trade on Bank Nifty on this green bar, uh, which got hidden where I got out on this red bar. There I had a loss. So this is the first loss. And then to recover this, I played with Nifty, and somewhere on this red bar, I again entered Nifty because on 5-minute chart, you can see Nifty was taking a support. So on this green bar, I entered, and that got hit somewhere on this red bar, on this red bar. So overall negative day, mainly because a compulsive trader behavior, and I should have just let the day go by and enjoyed 3,000 rupees profit which I had earned in the morning. But anyways, good learning. Learning over here is that always follow your trade plan. Do not do anything out of the trade plan. Sometimes, yeah, that's the best thing to do. Don't. It's very important to preserve capital rather than getting into a territory which is unknown territory. And trade plan is something which gives you a boundary to play a gully cricket rather than going and playing in an open area. It's always advisable to play with your own strategy. So stick to trade plan. Don't jump in unknown territory, and it's all right if 1 or 2 days you don't do any trade. So that's what we are. So now let's talk about 8th of January. That is today already. We are already at the midnight. So what's happening in Nifty? So when we look into Nifty, we see on the daily chart that Nifty is above 8, above 20, above 50, and above 200. Definitely overstretched, and my expectation is that Nifty will continuous consolidation till these moving averages will come up, and then eventually it will have a expansion in either of the direction. So when we look into daily chart, the trend is up with a very narrow range, and market is in consolidation stage. When we look into 15 minute chart, you see a similar pattern coming, gap up, and then market is not sustaining the high level. It is correcting, and then you are not able to see a sharp recovery also. The recovery is coming only on the next day when the market opens. So very difficult to make money in this market. uh, so from past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading session, it means this entire week the Nifty is trading between 14,000 and 14,275 level. So tomorrow what can happen? So tomorrow again, when we look into global market, everything is in positive. S&P is almost 1.5% up, and SGX is at 11 14,251. It is again close to the monthly resistance level. So one possibility tomorrow what can happen is that market can have a gap up opening, and then again it will come down and it will move up, and hopeful that it breaks 14 to 74 and it moves up, or maybe it will just follow the same consolidation pattern. um, so tomorrow we have when we look into Camarilla, on 15-minute chart, if you look, the closing is below 20, 50 and 8-day moving average, and just above 200-day moving average. So on day chart, the trend is up. On 15-minute chart, trend is not very clear. So the trend is not overall trend is very uncertain. What I understand is that FIIs have also reduced their buying. So we need to be very careful now in this market. Till so what could happen here is that now 20, if you see 200-day moving average line, 200 moving average line is going up, where 28 and 50 have now started becoming a flat. So over 2 or 3 trading session, if the market will continue consolidating, eventually a time will come where 20, all this moving average will come together, and then expansion will happen either in upside or a downside. So that could be easily seen on 5-day moving average. So if you see the 5-day moving 5-minute chart, you see all the 4 moving average have almost come closer to each other, and now market has closed below all the moving averages. So this is a very tricky time in the market, and unless and until market start expansion in any one direction, that is above 14,274 or below 14,000, uh, this is gonna get very difficult to trade in this market. So I will maintain my strategy of buy on dip, since daily basis the trend is up and global markets are also looking quite positive. So for tomorrow, for Nifty, the idea is to buy on dip at Camarilla pivot tomorrow, pivot level, that is on 8th of December, 8th of January. The Camarilla pivot is 14,172, so which is closer to the 20-day moving average. So somewhere here, let me shift this line, almost the same thing, 14,170. to, yeah, 14172. So in the zone of 14172, 14064, 14064, 14064. This is the area in which we need to look for a price action. So here you have weekly resistance uh, on both the side. So either at the pivot is at 14172, L3 is 14100. So 14100 is weekly resistance which will act as support, and then last is 14064. So 14064, which is somewhere here, which is a weekly high, yes, last week high, and 200 day moving average line. So in this zone, if Nifty is coming, we need to look for a price action, which is a reversal only on 15-minute chart, and take an entry on 15-minute chart with a green bar moving up. So that's an idea, with the target of 14274 and with the hope that it will break out. So one thing what I can do tomorrow is I can play with a reduced quantity. For buy and dip from year to year, I will play only two quantity, and if it breaks out at 14274, then I will add another lot. So that's the plan for Nifty. Similarly for Bank Nifty, when we look on a daily basis, the it again gapped up, come down, and moved up. uh, 8 day, above 8 day, 20 day, 50 day, and 200 day moving average, definitely overstretch. uh, so on daily basis the trend is up. On 15-minute chart, if you see, the closing is below 28 but above 50 and above 200. So Bank Nifty is stronger than Nifty. But still on 15-minute chart the trend is uncertain because it is just below 20 and 8 day, and I see that SDFC is hovering between 14.4 to 14.28. So uh, for Bank Nifty also, for tomorrow I will go for buy on dip, because on daily the trend is up, although the overall trend is quite uncertain. So what could happen tomorrow with Bank Nifty, that you can have a little gap up opening, can go up, come down, and then again move up and look for expansion. So for Bank Nifty, our pivot is at 32,136, 32,136, which is closer to 20 and 8 day moving average. So this zone, and L3 is 32,000, which is monthly resistance line. So 32,000 is 50-day moving average. I'm sorry, closer to 50-day moving average. And the last support is 31,935, 31,935, which is just below the monthly resistance line. So this could be the buying reason to zone on which we should look forward to buy, with a target of 32,151 or 32,223. So very small narrow range. That's what we need to see. So buy on dip on Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. Follow the trade plan. Tomorrow could be another consolidation day or maybe an expansion day. Let's see what Lalaji has to offer to us. Stock market is a very disciplined game. Uh, you need to have lots of patience, lots of discipline, and control the urge of not trading on daily basis. So that's my learning for today. I hope this discussion has added value to your trade setup and trade plan. If you want to know more about my trade setup, then please check out my video on trade setup. Uh, Please give me your like. That is one of the biggest motivation for me to come and make this video almost around 1 o'clock in the night. Share, share it with your friends. Give me your comments and tell me what you think. Today I did not put my stop loss, but I exited when I wanted to, and that worked for me. So that's what I have for today. So have fun, good night, and Jai Hind.